Hi guys, welcome to the video number 468. My name is Ajay Parmar and today you're going to watch the difference between the if conditions and the select statements in the Excel VBA, right? And this is my channel youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar. If you are watching the channel for the first time, a very warm greeting to all of you, and you are watching video number 468. And this channel I have been running from the last 2.5 years, and we have got now all these 460 plus videos on Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA. So if you are looking for the pretty awesome MIS online training learning, you can go and you can find out all the playlists which I have written here for you. You can start watching all these, the playlist in the sequence which is coming in front of you, because many times you guys keep asking me that because there are so many videos, you get confused at how to start this, how to basically start. If somebody wants to learn the Excel, then where to start, how to start. So these are all the playlists which you can, when you go to my channel, when you click on the playlist, this is what you get to see. So we have created 45 different playlists for you, and these are all the playlist name which I have written here, and in this sequence, if you follow it, it would be extremely beneficial for you, especially when you are a beginner, right? So this is just wanted to talk about this because this is very important. I really don't want that when you come to the channel you feel like lost because of so many videos. So I hope you will have a terrific, fantastic experience on the channel. And so let's talk about today's topic. So today's topic actually is on the difference between the if and the statements called select statements. Right now, this video I'm uploading because recently I had been approached by one of my students in my online training, and he appeared somewhere for the interview, and so what happened, actually he couldn't clear that the question. He did not have any understanding about the select statements, though everybody knows the if function. If you're a beginner, or if you're an intermediate level of a VBA programmer, I would say not beginner, but somewhere mid of the beginner and the intermediate level, you must be knowing the if functions, because if functions are very, very common. You really can't ignore them in the VBA as well as in the Excel, right? But many of us are not aware of the select statements. Now select statements are also the logical statements, right? And you can also write your code using the select statement, and sometimes they work like wonders, because you don't really have to do so much of the hard work there. You can simply write the one syntax and that's it. Well, we're going to talk about this, but first I want to make you understand one thing, that both are basically used for the logics. Right now, in the if, you have so many categories. You have the single if, you have the if and, you have the if or, right? So it's all actually about the conditions. So what we are going to do is, what I have planned for this video for you is, we're going to talk about the first if function, and then the same example we're going to convert it into the select statement, because by doing that, I think the video will be very easy for you, and these topics will be very easy for you to understand it, right? If I just go and start writing the select statement, maybe you may not be able to get that 100%, which ultimately that is not the motive of this video. So let's talk about the if function. Let me give you a very, very small, the basic example, and then we will start building the if function. So let's say we want to build the function that if this value, if any variable, let's say, holds this number, let's say 100, then let's have a message box called the value is superb, and if the value is, let's say, 50, then we can say that the value is maybe small, sort of that thing. So how are we going to put the if condition? Now we go in the Visual Basic, and this is where I actually going to write the program. So this is where I'm going to write the program for you. So let me write my first macro, which is, let's say, if macro. Okay, I name it as if macro. Now we are going to do one thing here. Let me first go and increase the font size of this. Oops, I'm sorry. I think clicked on the wrong side. Tools, options, and in the edit format, I'm going to click on the 10. Let's make the size as 10. Okay, now I declare one variable called var as long, and I just go and write that var as 100, right? Simple macro. So let's say if I write if var is equals to 100, then this is how we write the if function, right? Then let's say the message box, I want to write in the message box that Superb. Okay, and then if I have one more condition, let's say if the var is not if the var is greater than 100, for example, if this is what we want to write, if var is greater than 100, okay, then what do you want to do? Then in the message box I'm just going to write that high value. Alright, so now the thing is I should write here else if, because I'm going to have a multiple conditions, so I'm just going to write here else if, right? And then I go and put one more condition, else if var is less than 100. Okay, if the var is less than 100, then what should happen? Then let's say we want to say that message box, and then I write here small value, right? And now if nothing, no condition is going to met, then just let's say we don't want to do anything, I just simply write else and if, right? Now this is your guys if code. Now I'm not here to talk about the if function, how it is written, because if you want to check the if syntax, how it works, you can go and check out the playlist called Excel VBA loops. I talked about the if functions in very detail there, right? This video is specifically for the select statements, and because I wanted to give you a good learning, so that's why I'm just using this if example, and then we'll convert this if example into the select statement. Now you know that, so when I run this code, so basically if works with two conditions, then and else. And when you have a multiple if conditions, you write the else if also. Recently I uploaded the video also on this, that how to use the nested ifs, and this is the same, this the very video which I'm talking, you will get that under the playlist called Excel VBA loops, right? So now when I run this, so what happens guys, you know var is 100, so obviously this is going to give the message box superb, and the code will stop, right? If I just go and change this to let's say 1000, now you know what's going to happen. This will skip this statement and it will go here, and it's going to verify that this is actually true. If this is true, then you have your message box as high value, right? That makes sense. And similarly, if I just go and delete that to 10, you will have the small value, right? So this is all about the if function. Now you see that here what I have done, I have used this variable again and again. If the var is going to be 100, if the var is going to be greater than 100, and if the var is going to be less than 100. When you write the select statements, you really don't have to declare them again and again. So how to do this? So let's go and write the select statement here. So I will start the again one more code, and let's say select end. Alright, and now how are we going to write it? So again I will declare one variable, let's say dim var as long. I give it a value called 100, right? Same code. Now let's talk about these three conditions: less than 100, equals to 100, and greater than 100, using the select statements. Now when we write the select statements, the first thing which you need to do, you have to use select word, right? So I'm just going to write here select word. So I write here select, and then you have to write case, select case. This is called the select case statement. The moment you press enter, it's not gonna work right now. I'll tell you the reason, but you go and do one thing, just go and write here end select, right? Like in the if condition, what you do, you write the end if, because without end if you look at this previous code here, we have written the end if, and end if always comes with the if condition. Now the same way guys, when you write the select case, it has to be ended with the end select statement. That's the first rule you always keep in your mind, right? Now what about the condition which we are going to put in? Now I'm going to use the var. So when you write the select case, after the select case, whatever that variable you're going to use in the criteria, you have to mention that. So I'm just going to write here var, for example, like this. Now what happens, this line is going to be treated as the code which you're going to write within this select case and select. You don't have to mention this, you know, this particular line again and again, this var again and again. Like in the if condition, we have written this var here, we have written this var here. So now what I will do, I will simply write one thing, that what is my case number 1. I'm just going to write here case as 100. Okay, this means guys that automatically var value is going to be checked here. Now how the var is going to check? Obviously because var is going to come from here. So case 100 means that because you have written this select case and after the case you have written this var, so this is going to be treated as your var. So I will say that if it is case 100, then simply write here the message box and just write here superb, right? Now what is the another? Now the another case would be if the case is going to be, let's say, greater than 100. So you just press enter and you see is greater than 100, it's automatically coming. So I'm going to write here now high value, let's say, and again now you're going to write is, if it is less than 100, then you will have a new message box, and in this message box I will simply write here low value, right? This is what we're going to write. And then finally, if nothing, no condition, let's say, is going to meet, then what you want to do in that case, you can write here else case. I beg your pardon, it's actually case else, and then I just don't want to do anything, right? For example, I don't want to do anything, so I simply just put this case else, and we're going to use the end select, which I have already written. Let me just use the backspace here. So if I just scroll down, I can show you. Yeah, this is how the code looks like. Now can you see that? So guys, this is how basically your select case, the work. So you can put all these criteria one by one. Now let us go and run this. So the moment I run this, you see that you get the message box superb, and then end select, and that's it. If I change this to 1000 and I'm going to run this again, look at this, what's going to happen. Look at this, guys. This case is totally failed because this 100 is directly linked with this, whatever you will write here. Now the moment I'm going to run this, you see that it's working, guys, isn't it? And if I just go and delete this, and now if I run this, this is what's going to happen. You have the low value. Now for example, what happens, let's say you just write here something else, maybe let's say, let me write here k, right? Now when you write k, and let's say you declare the k also here, there is another variable which is called k, let's say that. Now when you're going to run this, what's going to happen? Now this k is absolutely empty, so your conditions, the conditions which you have written, that's going to be connected with the k, not with the var, remember, because you have written here k, and because k is empty, so what is going to happen, this is, you see that this is not going to satisfy, because this is, we are talking here about the 100. Now this goes for the next condition. Is it greater than 100? No. Is it less than 100? Well, it is empty, so definitely you will get the low value. So the idea, what I'm trying to tell is, whatever you write here, your conditions are going to be based on that, right? So if you want to do the condition based with the var variable, then don't write here k. It doesn't make any sense, right? Obviously you would go and write the correct variable here. So this is the case statement. Now this is I think pretty easy, because you just need to write case 100, case greater than 100, and so on. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff here, and in this way you can make the case statements. So next time when you have this sort of question coming in your interview, I wish you best of luck, and I hope you will be able to clear it out, right? So as usual, guys, do support me, do subscribe to the channel, share this channel, share all the videos, the work which we have been doing together for so many now, two and a half years actually. Please share this with all the professionals, all the learners who want to actually be extremely proficient in all these Excel, VBA, and Access VBA subjects. Don't forget to click on the like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon, and let me just scroll it up so that you can pause the video and you can see this example as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.